How is everybody doing? My name is Mark, and I am just so honored and blessed and humbled to be a notary coach of so many amazing notaries from around this country. And I want to say thank you. Yes, thank you for taking time out of your day to make yourself a better notary. Every single Monday, these are jam-packed with amazing information to help you grow this business. Every Monday, I do my very best to jump on with notaries from across this country. So if you're watching this on replay right now, go and watch every single one. Watch this for the entire hour, because I promise you, you're going to be smarter after you watch this. I always tell people I am just the coach, just the players making the plays. So let's just make sure you continue to make those plays, and let's build the business. What's going on? How are we doing, Noonie?
What's going on, Mark? What's
Talk to me. Okay, tell everybody where you're from and let's have a conversation.
I am from Florida, and I'm a loan-signing student.
Let's go.
Holla!
All right, guys, that's making me getting more energized,
Yes.
girl. I want to dance all of a sudden. I don't know why, but I just do it.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me where you're at in your journey and what can I help you with today?
Okay, I got about maybe 40-something signings in.
Hold on. 40 signings in. Can we give her a little fire emoji in the comments? Okay, so how long have we been at this? 40 signings is incredible.
Yes. So I got all my certifications back last year, April, but nothing really started popping off for me till September.
Love it.
September till now, 40 signings in. I've been going to networking events. I went to one yesterday. I have a networking event tomorrow. I've done open houses. I went to about 110 title companies. You know what I did today that I had to share with you? I have to go to DMV, right? And I said, okay, wait a minute. I'm looking. I'm talking to the security guard. I said, how many people need VIN verifications? He goes, do you have anything to do today? I said, no, not really. He goes, you need to stay around. 5 clients, $125.
No way.
Yes.
Man, I hope everyone just got that nugget. Okay, so my turn is to give you nuggets. What can I help you with? Go.
No, I'm good. I wanted to share that with you. I'm on it.
No. Hold on. There's something I can help you with. You get
Come
me.
on.
Okay, so tell me a situation. Who hasn't called you back? Tell me things like, girl, take advantage of this. I only do this once a week. That is it.
I know.
So
but
take advantage of it.
I have the pleasure of you coaching me every month. So
I get what I'm saying. No, hold on. I want to give you value. What you're stuck somewhere. How you could be at 100. Why are we not at 100? So where can I help you?
So
okay,
I'm thinking maybe I need to do more follow-ups.
Okay, let's talk about it. So what does your follow-up process currently look like?
So I haven't followed up in like a month or so.
Okay, now see, I knew I could help you out, girl. All right, so you need to do this. Okay, hear me crystal clear. Let me take it one. I'm gonna give you very tangible things to do, but let me just make sure you understand. Like, okay, I love you. You bought my course, but let's be honest with me. How many months or weeks did you have to research me before you said, Mark, I'm buying your course? Be honest, how long? 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or had to be? It wasn't one day. What was it? What was the time? Go.
I swear to you, it was one day. I saw the energy of a video that you did. I kid you not.
Okay, bad example. Hold on. I want to help you right now. So I'm trying to put pieces together.
Okay.
You're sitting in a car right now, right? How many times did you have to see that car before you decided to buy it?
Oh, yeah, you're right. A couple times.
A couple times. So, but hold on. I'm going to coach you here. Just take the coaching. Why did you need to see it a couple times?
I just had to make sure it was it.
Okay, let's be exactly, but like, what did you need? Did you had to double check the mileage, double check the color, double check it across other cars? Like, well, does this car get better gas mileage? Which one actually looks better? There's a few things. There wasn't one thing you had to double check. There was a handful of things that you had to reaffirm before you made this big decision. Is that yes?
Well, yes, it was because I was coming from.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to coach you here. Okay, so. Yes, right? So there was a few things you had to reaffirm. It wasn't just one.
Right.
Does that make sense? sense. Just I'm trying to coach you here.
Yeah.
And so the reason I'm bringing this analogy together for you is your clients need that too. So when you market to somebody, it's not one thing they're double checking. It's two or three. Why? Because that's what we all need to do.
Right.
When you didn't buy your car immediately because you had to cross-reference it for 2, 3, 4, whatever it wasn't one thing.
Right.
And so my point is, the way we buy things is the way other people buy things. We're not any different. You didn't buy your car in one time.
Right.
So why are you having an expectation that someone's going to buy you one time of you seeing them?
I got you.
Does the coaching make sense?
Yes.
For some reason, signing agents buy things like your car 2 or 3 times, but yet you don't give that to somebody else. Like in this analogy, you're the car.
Right.
You aren't giving them the chance to revisit the car.
Because they, okay.
Okay, there was nothing wrong with the car that you bought because you obviously bought it. You just needed to reaffirm a few things before you said, this is my car, right? By the way, you did this probably with your TV. You did this probably with, like, this is natural.
Yes.
This is a natural thing.
Think about it.
We all need to get double verification, triple. And it's not a knock against the product. See, a lot of times signing agents take it personally that they need you to follow up with them, but yet you still bought the car. It was nothing against the car. Does that psychology make sense?
Yes.
But some students or signing agents are like, well, why did they buy me the first time they saw me? And I'm like, very rarely do you buy anything the first time you see it. We as humans just need some confirmation, affirmation, and you understand that, like truly to your core, then following up doesn't become a chore. You understand it's just part of the process.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
so your follow-up has to be part of the process.
Got it. Yep.
Okay, it's not you taking it personally. They didn't call you the first time you walked in because you still bought the car. Nothing was wrong with the car the first time you saw it. But yet sometimes we feel like, oh, something must be wrong with us the first time they see us, but they don't give us a signing. No, that's not. I'm trying to erase that from our memories right now.
Got it. Okay.
This is just the normal behavior. So what I'm trying to say is you're letting yourself down as a business owner if you don't have a very consistent follow-up process.
Okay.
There's nothing against you that they're not buying.
Yes.
Nothing. It's just part of the buying process. We need to always see things 2, 3, 4 times. It doesn't mean the TV you bought something was wrong the first time. You just had to compare it to a few different things, right? No one's saying there's something wrong with the car that you bought. You just had to compare it to. It's normal. But so if you truly understand what I just coached you, two things happen. First thing is you don't take it personally that they didn't call you back. You just understand that that's part of a buying process. That they need to see me a few times. And number 2, this reaffirms you need to have a consistent follow-up process. Imagine if the car you bought, you only saw every 30 days before you bought it. You would lose momentum on the car. Right? You'd be like, oh, because when you first saw the car, you're like, oh my God, that's my car. But if you didn't see that car for 30 days,
it's like, oh,
does that make sense? So you got to remember this, that you can't be seeing somebody every 30 days.
Right.
Okay, it's once a week. Let me end with this, okay? Everybody always asks me, Mark, what do I say on the follow-up? And I tell them the exact same thing you said the first time. We don't need a new script. Why? Because we just are confirming whatever their biases are, right? Maybe it's you traveling 2 hours. Maybe it's because you've done 40 closings. Maybe because you have the best smile in the world. Maybe you have the most energy in the world. Whatever it is isn't relative. Whatever it is you just got to show it to them again.
Show it to them. Again.
Then they're just like, oh my God, she has the best smile. She has the best energy.
Remember her. Like,
that's
I remember
right.
Her.
Just like the car you bought.
Okay.
So sometimes all we need as buyers is just seeing the same thing over and over. Like your car didn't change from the first time you saw it. Did it? Still same color. It's still black leather seats. Still gray on the inside cloth. But what we needed was like, oh, I do like the black.
Right.
Oh, I do like the gray.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So you don't need to rethink what you're saying on the follow-up. You already have a script. So all you're doing is re-saying the script that's in the course. So don't think that you need to come up with something new and fancy.
Okay.
Just like your car seats, colors didn't change.
Right. Yeah.
They're still black.
Right.
But you realize the second time you saw it, you're like, man, this black does look good. It was just a confirmation.
Yeah.
Does that make, I mean, your smile is beautiful. Your energy is infectious. They just need to know that that energy is not a fluke.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. It's
and
real.
So
this is all me. This is all me.
That's right. And if you show that to them, but if you show that to them 2 or 3 times, then it's not fake. Then it's not a fluke.
Okay.
But that's what you're not giving them. Okay. You could walk in and be like, oh, what's up, what's up? And like, oh, they're just doing that because, like, you know, they had a lot of coffee today.
Right.
But if you, like, show up every week like that, they're like, oh, okay, this girl's the real deal. It's like me. If, like, I always came on here, I'm like, wah, wah,
yeah.
wah. You know what I mean? And you'd be like, oh, this Mark guy, like, something's off. But, like, I always bring the heat. You know what I mean? I'm always who I am. So my coaching is, you got to do the same thing. Okay? So, so stop going once a month. Okay. It should be once a week. Once a week. Okay. Minimum. Remember, because you understand the psychology of buying. Okay. Okay. You're not annoying them. Right. Okay. You're giving them the chance to see the product again. Got it. You are the product. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. Same scripts, same topics, just consistency. Got it. Because I need you to, because I'm going to end with this. Your energy is incredible. Your smile is incredible. You have 40 signings under your belt. Right. The only reason you're not at 10 grand a month is because you're inconsistent on your follow-ups. Got it. That's it. Okay. Okay. That's it. You're expecting people to buy you the first time you see them. Okay. But you don't do that. You know what I mean? Right. So just think in that nature of like, oh, how would, if I want to buy me, how many times would I want to see me? Right. Yes. And they are doing, and because they're thinking the same thing on their side. Right. Yeah. So this lady's amazing. She's great. But now, I mean, because my point is this, like, I'm going to end, like, you should be at 8 grand a month. Gotcha. With your experience, with your effort, with your energy. I mean, your smile is beautiful. Thank you. Now all you got to do is be consistent. Consistent. Okay. Consistency builds businesses. Got it. All right. I'm going to end with this for everyone else listening to me. The follow-up is more important than the initial meeting. That's what's lost by a lot of entrepreneurs. Okay. They think, oh, the initial meeting is the most important. No, that is actually the least important. The most important is the follow-up. Because when you meet somebody for the first time, they only retain 10% of that engagement. Mm-hmm. Like when we get off this call, you can be like, dude, I forgot like 90% of what Mark said. But again, that's normal. Does that make sense? So that's why the follow-up is more important than the initial conversation. Does that make sense? Yes, it does. So be consistent. Girl, I need you to call me. I need you to jump back on one of these next week. Tell me the consistency. Okay. Now, I got some crazy news here. Okay. The loan signing system is coming out with a CRM for notaries, by notaries, created by me and the team. So that is going to help your follow-up process. So stay close to me. Okay. We're about that close to launching it to the entire community. But girl, let's get it going. Let's go! All right, bye. Be blessed. Oh my God. I hope everybody heard me. So here is my summation of that amazing conversation. The follow-up process is more important than your first encounter. I know that sounds backwards, but an unsuccessful signing agent doesn't believe that. They believe it's all about the first encounter. No, that first encounter is great, but they don't remember all the things you told them. You got to be consistent with that. So jump in. Let's go. I am home. How are we doing?
Mark, doing good.
Good. Tell everybody your name, where you're from, and let's have a conversation.
My name's Cassandra, and I'm here in California.
Love it, Cassandra. So where are we in our journey? Where can I coach you on today?
A couple weeks ago, I told you I went full time with this.
I remember.
I've done a lot of signings under my belt, probably more than 60 or so.
Okay, hold on. 60 signings under her belt. Can we give her a fire emoji? Let's go. Okay, so how was the, remind me of the specific coaching I gave you on that last call.
Just kind of not getting too comfortable going from part-time to full-time.
Okay. And how has that been treating you?
It's been good. I've been trying to be consistent, certain days going to certain offices.
Love it.
Yeah, thinking of new like marketing stuff, and so that's been really helpful.
Let's stop you real quick, okay? First off, I love how you remember that. Remember what I told you is I love part-time signing agents because they're really picky with their time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes transitioning to full-time, you become less picky. So I love that that resonated. Are you seeing all these fire emojis for you, by the way? There is so, but here's what I'm saying is what I love is that what I want to make sure you have, okay? Here's my next coaching, okay? Is your days should have a plan. Let me give an example, okay? 8 to 9 is follow up via email. 9 to 10 is going back and following up with all the people that I saw for the first time next week. 12 to 2 is going and meeting new clients. 4 to 6 is going to networking events. Like every day when you're full time and you're trying to scale this business needs to be planned. We don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Mm-hmm. So you should wake up this morning saying, okay, 8 to 10 is 8 to 9, I'm following with all these email follow-ups. 9 to 10, I'm connecting with the realtors on LinkedIn. From 11 to 12, my point is, when you start treating your business like a job you used to have, you're going to get the results you want. But the problem is, when you start transitioning into full time, we operate with almost no boundaries. Mm-hmm. So creating boundaries, like when we had a job, usually makes your day more efficient until you no longer need those boundaries, and it becomes a habit. Right? Your habit is waking up at 8 to 9 and doing this. Your habit becomes 9 to 10 doing this. Your habit becomes 10 to 12 doing that. Does that make sense?
Right.
But as you're transitioning from a part-time job to full-time notary, you need to create structure in your day, almost as if you had a full-time job.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So 8 to 9 needs to do the same thing every day. 8 to 9. What is 8 to 9 me? It's following up on emails, 8 to 9, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're not returning docs or doing a signing. But you know, if you're not returning docs or doing a signing from 10 to 12, you're marketing new title companies. It is what it is. That's part of your day. If you have a signing, then you just skip it. And the next day you get back to the schedule. So try to create some structure now. I didn't want to throw up on you on our last coaching call, right? But now it's time for you to create structure around your day, almost as if you had a job. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? And then you become consistent with that. Eventually, you don't need that structure, and it becomes a habit.
Right.
Like it's my habit to wake up and do X, Y, Z. It's my habit at 12 to do X. I don't need a schedule anymore. But in the beginning, you got to have a schedule that you repeat. That becomes habit. Does that make sense? Does that help at all?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Girl, I try to get coaching moments in. I know I cut you off. So what else can I help you with right now?
I need that accountability, or like, because you no longer have like a boss.
That's right.
To be like, what did you get done today?
That's right.
So
your accountability should be your schedule. Mm-hmm. When you first transition.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And by the way, yesterday was Sunday. What you should be doing on Sunday is like for 2 hours, just writing the schedule out. And then you hold yourself to it.
Yeah.
Again, going to part-time to full-time is actually sometimes a culture shock because you lose boundaries, you lose structure. And that's what I was trying to tell you before I got this specific. Going part-time and full-time is hard because you no longer have someone down your neck. Mm-hmm. You don't, if you show up late at 8 o'clock, goodness forbid, now you can show up at 8:10, nobody cares. Mm-hmm. And so what you got to do now is just create structure around your day and give yourself time blocking that's pre-scheduled. If I'm not doing a signing, I am doing this. Okay. If I'm not returning docs, I am doing this. Right? Maybe 4 to 5 every day is finding networking events for the following week. Mm-hmm. But but the problem is if you don't have structure, things fall through the cracks.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I'm guessing you're experiencing a little bit of that.
Yes, I'm trying to stay consistent, but then there's those days where I'm like, oh, okay, this is a day off because I haven't gotten.
That's right. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so look, like what I was telling, the last student, Nooney, is like every Tuesday, Thursday, 10 to 12 is my follow-up days. Mm-hmm. You just know on Tuesday and Thursdays at 10 o'clock, you are following up people from the previous week, right? So when you start having these schedules, then following up doesn't become a chore. It just becomes what I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Right.
Does that make
Right.
sense?
Oh yeah.
And then look, reaching out to realtors on LinkedIn. Doesn't become a chore, just what you do from 8 to 9. You know what I mean? Messaging realtors on LinkedIn from 8 to 9, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is just what you do until your business is built. Right? So then maybe every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 to 9, you're jumping on LinkedIn and sending out messages like, oh my gosh, I'm a new notary in town. Love to figure out how to give you, like, that's just what you do from on. You just got to create the structure and then stick to the structure because you are the new boss and new sheriff in town. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. A problem I was having, or I got last week when I went and marketed to a title company that I've done consistent signings with, she kind of mentioned that she's getting like lenders that are requesting their own like notaries and stuff.
Yep.
So how do I go about like
you don't worry about that. Yeah, you can't do anything lenders not. What you could do is that can I get a referral to the lender to get the lender?
Right.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Now, what I hope you're doing though, and this is in the course, is so you have so how many, let me ask you this question. How many escrow officers in that office does she work with? How many different ones are in the office?
There's about 3. It's a smaller
Okay,
office.
cool. 3. Okay, cool. 3. So how many of those 3 use you?
All 3.
All 3
They have.
use you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Of those 3 who you
that like, oh, I'm sorry, like, you know, sometimes we've been getting some that like request their own like for notary.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Love it. So now how many of those 4 are giving you referrals outside the office?
Probably like 2, like half.
Okay, so why isn't it 4? So the coaching is like your job is to realize everything's a marketing opportunity. So if you have a good relationship with one of them, they're like, oh my gosh, you have any friends in other escrow offices that maybe you put me on an email with? And your job is to kind of filter and sift through your contacts to get more contacts. You're a business owner now. That's not going to happen organically. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. So, don't be afraid to ask for some referrals.
Okay.
Like, hey, does anybody else, do you know anybody else? Because look, a lot of these career escrow officers have bounced from escrow company, escrow company, escrow company. They're like, oh my gosh, my girl Judy's over Chicago title. Why didn't I think of that? You would love her or she would love you. And the answer is because you haven't asked.
Yeah, that's okay.
That coaching makes sense?
Yeah. And then just also, I mean, probably reaching out with more lenders locally, right?
All the above. And this is where your scheduling needs to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like 8 to 9 is LinkedIn, 9 to 10 is new offices, 11 to 12 is follow-up, 2 to 3 is now, like you schedule these things out. You know what to do. You just said it.
Yeah.
It's just not in your calendar. You're operating by like memory. You're going by the seat of your pants. The hardest part transitioning from part-time to full-time, I told you that last time, was scheduling. You're so used to working within boundaries, you now need to create those boundaries for yourself.
Okay.
But the difference now is then you're your own boss, you're building your own dreams, you're not working for somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you should be excited to do this. But again, I did warn you that this lull is the trap, but you have a coach. So I'm trying to get you through this period because if you can stick with the schedule, you're going to crush this business.
Got it.
Because you have more freedom now than you've ever had. And we're almost like, what do we do with it? You know what I mean? And so that's right. And so get a schedule, write it down, stick with it, be consistent. Tell me how that goes.
Okay. Thanks,
all right,
Mark.
Go get him. Bye. Oh my gosh. Everyone else saying that helpful. Adam, I'm glad you got value from that, man. Let's go.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Good. Somebody where you're from, Chicago, maybe. I don't know.
I'm originally from Chicago, but now in Nevada, and I'm
cool.
part of the LSS group here in Nevada.
Love it. Okay.
So I've been building slowly. I did have a one-on-one with escrow officer recently, and she said it's pretty slow, but I offered to even go in and volunteer. And she was very open to that. And I took a basket. Oh, they love my baskets. I had already, I came off the ground running. I had already set up my run, hadn't even know how to use it, did some of everything. And I took things from the course that I learned. And what I did, I prepped about 11 baskets in advance, full of snacks, took advantage of that. And when I dropped them off and we sat and chat, so I did, even though she didn't have any upcoming signings, I think she said she only had three coming up the chamber. She's the SVP of the office. She took my card, said she would give it to other escrow officers. She also introduced me to the sales and marketing AVP. So I met with her,
Can we
and
give her a big
I'm getting
fire
excited.
emoji in the comment below? This is what I'm saying.
That,
I mean, look,
so my realtor turned me on to it. Yeah, I had a friend that's a realtor.
let me unpack this, okay?
It's a lot.
Okay, a few things I want to unpack. The first thing is so freaking proud of you. I can't teach effort. You give the system effort, you will get results. So I just want to say I'm proud of you, and hopefully you inspire other people. You see all the fire images that you're getting right now. Those are for
Let's go.
you. Let's go. So I want to make sure that your effort gets rewarded. Second thing I want to tell you is remember to take the word slow with relativity. Okay, here's what I mean. Especially since she's an SVP, is my guess she makes anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
It is not she's not working for a nonprofit, meaning she has to do enough revenue to justify her salary or she gets fired. So if you take $8,000 a month in salary and divide that by $500 per escrow fee, which is low, she is getting that's 16 closings a month she has to do just to justify
Right.
herself. So remember, slow is relative, okay? Sometimes they say that to test your resilience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm coaching you and everybody else this right now. It's impossible for her to do 6 closings a month and her have a job. She would be laid off. So I love that you are pushing through and doing exactly what is taught in the course. And I want everyone to hear that, because a lot of times people say they hear the word, oh, I'm slow, and they take that for face value. And I'm like, if they were truly doing 4 closings a month, they wouldn't have a job. Like, does
No,
that
she
make
said
sense?
that
So
makes a lot of sense.
I
And
want
I
you to
guess what else I asked her? I asked her if I could come in and do some volunteer work.
love it.
I said, hey, can I come in and do some volunteer work? If you need any help around the office, if you want me to
I know. So let me
go
unpack that real
over
quick. Here's
the,
what I want unpacked. And I love you because you're doing it is you decided, okay, I heard the word slow, that didn't deter me. Okay. The next thing you did was I want to be of value and of service. People appreciate that. And so even if they may not have business right now, they appreciate that. And what she did was she referred you to everybody else. So here is my
mm-hmm,
coaching. Okay. So I gave you all your flowers because you deserve them.
thank you.
Now your job is this. The moment you get referrals, you take one of those baskets and you hit those referrals. Like
Mm-hmm,
tomorrow at lunchtime, today at lunch. Because now you got to create the momentum. Okay. So now your job is to utilize the referrals from her. And if she hasn't set you up on those referrals, follow up. Like, hey, just looking to see if you connected those emails with me. But now your job is to continue this momentum and go through that referral list from her and and rinse and repeat. If they say it's slow, I want to volunteer. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
mm-hmm.
And like,
That sounds
honestly, there's
good.
not much more I can coach you on. I'm just very proud that you're following everything in the system.
And I'm still going through the list that we had in that course. So every day I'm writing down all the companies that I'm going through that was in the course, signing up, uploading my profile. So I got one job and I had to do a one stamp signing, and it was a horrible rainy day here in Las Vegas out of all days. But I made it
Yeah.
happen. So I did get that one stamp signing, but I haven't done any loan signings yet. But I used to be a realtor for 20 years.
Wow.
So I've been selling the fact that I might not be, and I was a notary for like 4 years, but I haven't done any loan signings. So that's been a barrier for right now because people want people experience, but I know how to read
Yeah,
loan documents. So I do have an edge.
hold on. Let me coach you real quick. Let me coach you. Your job, everyone's job is this, especially newbies. And you're doing it to a certain degree, but let's double down on it. We have to remember experience can be replaced by training. So
Mm-hmm.
your job is, I mean, the reason some people go to college, people go to vocational school, right? People go to nursing school is because you can learn what experience gives you. You bought my experience. So my point is this. If someone says you lack experience, be like, well, I actually beg to differ. I have 2 training courses Okay. I've done 45 mock signings with my friends and family. So I know exactly. So double down on what you're training and how that equals experience. Does that coaching make
Great,
sense?
great.
Okay. So if they say,
Hmm.
now what I would tell you is this, nobody needs to know you're brand new until they ask. So
Correct.
just make sure you're
So
not. No,
okay, I'm sorry, I don't mean to
no,
interrupt. Go
you're
ahead.
good, girl. I just want to make sure you don't need to give that. Sometimes we feel as new signing agents, we almost like feel it says new signing agent on our forehead and it doesn't. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
because remember,
Yeah, but when you do those profiles, they always ask
yeah,
you how many signings have you done. So of
yeah.
course, but
But I'm
then if
not
they
worried about the
have a
profile. I'm
notation
worried
or a
about direct business. Direct business, you don't
oh,
need to fill
direct
out
business,
profiles.
yeah, oh, definitely. I'll go in there and say I don't have a problem
That's
going
right.
one-on-one with
Right.
people. I'm a talker. I mean, I used to do real
Yeah.
estate, so I know how to go in there and sell it.
Right.
But it's just getting that
Right.
foot in the door. And so my real estate agent I had here, she also has another title officer she wants me to meet. I met another girlfriend who has a
Let's
sister
go do
that's a
it.
real estate agent. I'm going
Let's
through all the little
go.
avenues. Okay, why don't you give me an introduction?
That's
Here's my
right.
information. So I'm pushing through slowly but surely. And I have all my
Yes. Slow
equipment.
is a speed, girl. We good.
Slow at the speed. My car is packed. Got my stamps with me. All my extra acknowledgement, jurats, my scanner, all of my car ready to go. So when I get a call, I'll be
Yeah.
ready.
Let me end with this. Remember, I think today the theme of today's coaching calls is the follow-up process. So you should be following up with your SVP, follow up all your other contacts, make
This
sure they're
week.
doing it. See the still the finish line. And I'm just so proud of you. And you know I'm here if you need any more coaching.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, especially you, Mark.
No, you're welcome. Let's go build the business. Bye. Oh my
Bye.
gosh, I love Lisa so much. You know, my biggest takeaway from that conversation and what Lisa did inherently, and what I love about Lisa is because she's a former realtor, she understands that people are just going to say things, and your job is to like hear it but keep moving through it. So, you know, the escrow officer said it's slow. Well, if you were really that slow, you wouldn't have a job. Like the Chicago title, First American, whoever isn't paying an escrow officer $5,000 a month if they're only bringing in $1,500. Does that make sense, everybody? Let me say that one more time. You go in there, some uneducated signing agents hear the word slow and you actually believe them. If it was so slow that they were making less revenue than the company was paying them in a salary, newsflash, they'd be out of a job. They would not be sitting in that chair. So your job is to remember, people say things sometimes just to test your resilience. People with you sometimes say like, hey, we're just here to, to figure out how confident are you? What's your persistency? So stay the course and build this business. What's going on, everybody? My name is Mark. I'm so honored to coach so many notaries from across this country. If you want more information, click the link in my bio, comment the word free if you're not part of LSS Nation. LSS Nation is the name of our community. We have 10,000 notaries from around this country in one massive community, the biggest, the largest, the most positive. So I want to make sure that if you want more information about joining the best, positive, uplifting, money-making notary community in America, click the link in my bio. What up, what up? How are you?
Hi. I look horrible right
You
now,
look beautiful. Stop. Tell everybody your name, where you're from.
Randy from Las Vegas.
Oh, back to back Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm still waiting for my commission, but
Okay.
estate says maybe this week, next
Yeah.
week. So
I love it. But here, let me give you some encouragement,
yeah.
okay? I love loan signing system students who do not have their notary commission. Okay?
Okay.
Here's why. Because students who have notary commissions tend to feel the pressure to go make money and not study.
Yeah.
So what they do is they race through the course because they want more money, money, money. So students like you who don't have your commission actually don't feel that pressure. They're like, oh, I'm going to study 2 hours today. I'm going to study 2 hours tomorrow. So I love students. I'm guessing you're a student. Maybe you're not.
No,
Okay. So I love students who don't have it because you actually are a little more diligent with the studies. I'll have some students who have the notary commission, they'll finish the whole course in 2 days. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I
I'm like,
and
there is too much information.
I kind of did that, and it was like drinking from a
That's
fire hose because it's
right.
a different career change. I come from automotive and German car background, so I'm an expert on that.
Right.
I mean, to the point where it's like, oh, this commission might get issued and I don't even really understand how to do
good. Yes.
work. What is notarial verbiage?
That's right.
Yeah. Like, I'm logged in, retaking the course that I already took like 2 again.
Good. Okay, so you got me alive. What can I help you with? Like, talk to me.
Is there anything? I think you're going to tell me what I'm doing, but maybe I'm missing something. I want to take the essentials from NNA over again. So I'm taking the Secretary of State general notary work again. Looking at like printers and stuff, but like I don't want to not know how to just do like the general stamps.
Yeah, I mean, first things though, so I love it. I always tell every student, you can't be a good signing agent if you're not a good notary. Yeah. Right? And so taking the NNA essentials, I love. They give us a discount, which is great. Yeah. What I would tell you though is right after that, just go back in the course and do the course like one more pass through at the minimum. Every student new students always ask me, Mark, how much should I study? I actually don't believe you should put any more than 3 hours a day into studying. Yeah. Anything on that third hour, you forgot hour number
glazed over.
That's right. So 2 to 3 hours max, maybe 3 1-hour windows. And what I would tell you, I mean, even when you're not watching the course, is flashcards with the definitions work. Just learning some of the new terminology since you are new to the business. Yeah. See, I get some students who email me, hey, Mark, I'm going through the loan docs, I'm confused. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Did you go over the definitions? They're like, not really. Then so what I say to them is, let me understand this. You don't understand the words in the loan docs, but then you're confused about the loan docs. So, kind of during your off hours in between studies, what I mean is maybe bring up some of those flashcards. Now, I don't want you to overthink the definitions. You do not need to remember all 300 words, but you should have a familiarity with it because, for instance, I'm going to say the word margin, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, is that the edges around a piece of paper? No, right. I'm talking about the interest rate margin plus, the index equals your new interest rate. So I would just say, the definitions time to time is what you should be looking at. Go through the course, slow as a speed, 2 to 3 hours max a day. And
I didn't know what a jurat was.
Yeah.
The Secretary's course.
So, well, I want to say thank you for taking a chance on me and the new industry you're about to join. And I'm excited for you.
I'm going to echo the first lady, I think, well, the first one I saw, saying you asked her, how long did it take you to decide to buy your course? Yeah. Out of nowhere, I had to get something notarized for myself to get a settlement from automotive manufacturer. And I'm like, this dude gets paid for his signature? This is ridiculous. I'm like, how much? So I start researching, going down, and I ran across your stuff, and it took me maybe a week. So I was on it pretty quickly, and then it turned into this whole thing. So
well, I'm glad thank you for trusting me. Yeah. I will be here as long as you need me. I'm a DMOA. I'm on here every Monday. I'm in the Facebook group. You have Liz, who's your ambassador in Las Vegas. She's actually the Nevada ambassador.
I'm gonna do a meetup. I missed.
They're free. You know what I mean? Use the resources that I provide. She has a little signing service out there in Las Vegas. So join the resources. Glad you're here, and I'm here if you need anything at all, okay?
Thank you.
All right, bye. Let's go. Oh, my gosh. I love it. My biggest takeaway from Randy is, remember, if you're a new student, we can only retain so much information at the same time. So make sure you're going over things time and time again. What are your name and where are you from?
My name's Nika, and I'm from Northern Nevada, so the Reno Sparks area.
Boom, boom, boom. We have like 3 Nevadians back to back to back. Right. What's up?
And I've actually been your student for like over a year and a half because I bought your course a long time ago and I'm still working a full-time job thinking I was going to do it as a side hustle. But, life happens and I never got around to it. And then about in the fall, something happened family health-wise. And really, I've been digging in and going at it full-time since January.
And how's everything since January?
It's been good. I feel like I'm at the spot where I have like my website, everything. I'm just waiting for clients. It's that marketing piece.
Yes.
And
so let's stop there. What does the marketing look like? Like, talk to me from all direct signing service. Let's talk through that together.
So I have let fear kind of get in the way a little bit in terms of signing up for signing service. The other thing is I really want to focus on Ron. It's just what's easy me and my family. And so
hold on, I'm gonna back up. So I want to say thank you for your vulnerability. Okay. But I'm not anti-Ron at all. I am pro-revenue. So,
right.
okay. So let's talk through that if that's okay. Because I feel like you're leaving some revenue opportunity on the table. So I want to help you. So
Mm-hmm.
when you say fear, what are we fearful of?
Mom guilt.
Mm,
That
okay.
honest goodness, it's just, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's taking time away from,
Mhm.
because I used to
Yeah.
do that with, I
Yeah.
just put 150% in work. And so I want to focus more on the family. And then, but then I feel bad taking away to like work on my business and
Yeah.
myself. But it's that never ending cycle. You have to work on yourself and your
Mhm.
business to be able to have more of that
Yeah.
balance. But about,
Well,
I
let
do
me
think,
empathize with you for a moment because I feel it as a dad. I know moms have a little bit different role and feelings, for theirs. My wife is the ultimate nester, and I'm just like, let's move. So I get the dichotomy between us, but I do experience that guilt too, though. You're not alone in that for sure. And so, I try to do reframes. Okay. So I don't know. I'm gonna get deep with you because you got deep with me. Okay. So I don't know if you know my story, but I'm from Korea, adopted, unadopted, foster care. And so a lot of times I allowed work to kind of be my safe place. If I'm working, then I'm not thinking about all the bad things that happened to me, all my traumas, right? And so I ended up working like 20 hours a day. It was crazy. And then I realized I was taking time away from my family. And so then I realized, okay, let me pull back to like 4 hours a day. But I realized that was just as bad because there's a happy medium somewhere. And so my point is, I love how you see that, like, I took time away from my family too much
mm-hmm,
with my other job, but I don't think going all the way to the other side is the right move.
right.
I think there's somewhere in the middle that we should all fall. And I think that you are almost, and I found myself overcompensating because I was 20 hours a day missing. Then I then also went to 4 hours, but then other pieces suffered. And so
Yeah.
then I realized that I got to go somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And so just from one parent to another, I would say maybe trying to fall somewhere in the middle, maybe not even middle, but maybe like 25% more towards the middle is where you should fall. And the reframe is I'm doing it for the family that I love so
Yeah.
much. Like the reason you're trying to increase revenue is so you can obviously provide, but not only providing, but giving them things you didn't have, right? Vacations, whatever. And so I just think it's a reframe. I don't think it should be all or nothing. I don't think it should be black and white. Because as an entrepreneur, we should always be living in the gray. And we
Mm-hmm.
tend to live in black and white, and that actually hurts us. That makes us more emotionally charged. It makes us less rational. And right now, I think it's very black and white, which I was there, so you're definitely not alone. I felt like I had to overcompensate because I was so far this way. But then I realized that, like, I'm hurting our family in a different way now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I definitely needed to be more present, but I didn't need to go from 100 to 5 miles per hour. And
Right.
I would say that maybe you do a little reframe so you lose a little bit of that guilt because you're by taking time in your business, you are providing in a different way
Mm-hmm.
than being present. And so I think maybe it's just a little reframe of like, oh, I can live in the gray. I can build a business for myself and my family and be present. And then your job is to figure out what does that look like so everybody wins, the business and your family. But I don't think your business should lose and your family should win because really, I don't want to give parenting advice, but you don't want to teach that to our kids, right? We want to teach our kids that we can be malleable and meet somewhere in the middle. And so I just think that you should do a reframe on that and not fear being away from them, but be excited about you're building something for them in a more healthier fashion. And then they actually learn from mom that like you can build something and still be present. It doesn't have to be this or that. Did that help at
It
all?
did help. It's like such a good reminder because I think actually I reached out to you on LinkedIn when I was on a trip to
Yeah.
international family and you responded, and I've already started kind of the path of moving towards that
Mhm.
reframe. And hearing it from you again is just kind of like, okay, it doesn't have to be one or the
That's
other.
right.
I think part of this process too is kind of reframing my idea of money. Like it
Yes.
was all immigrant parents, it has to be stable, it has to be this. And it's like, no, the whole point of this business is I can have all of that plus the freedom. And so what I've been doing is really just taking the actions before my brain catches up. So I'm part of your mentorship. I watched the social media training last week.
How good was the training?
It was so good. And I was part of what you said. It was kind of like, I usually make lunch around that time. And I was like, you know what, Nika, you can pull your laptop out to the kitchen and you can prep while you watch the training. Like you can do, and it was so amazing. And now it's all weekend. It's been trying to get everything ready for the next training that you have coming up this week of how to automate. So if anyone is not a part of it, like that is worth its weight in gold. And, going out, meeting people in the chamber, putting my name out there. And then I do think there's enough in the community interest in Ron that I can have it take off.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
yeah, well, I'll be very transparent, which I think is obvious. That's still going to take marketing.
Right.
Like you still got to market Ron to a certain degree. So irrelevantly, you still got to move past this feel like you're letting your kids down, right? I'll tell you what, I mean, I only have one child. I have a child when I was older. And so like, I never understood that parent guilt is real. There's like nothing worse than parent guilt, but I always try to reframe like I do need to teach my son that we can build something for us. We can focus on what makes us happy, but also being present. I don't want my son to feel like he's my everything because I don't think that's the healthy way of him seeing the world. He should know he's very, very important, but dad's wants and needs and loves are also important. And there's a world where he can be important and he can see that I do things that are important to me. And so sometimes I get in that parent guilt a lot where it's just like, okay, I'm actually doing something for him, and that lessens my parent guilt. So I don't know if that helped. That's just one parent to another parent.
Right.
But I think it's very healthy and also inspirational that mom's building a business from scratch and that mom is believing in herself and mom's building something from nothing. And so not putting at the forefront of your children, because I'd like to think you want your children to do that, but the only way they know how to do that is that they watch mom do it.
Right.
But if you put it to the back burner for them, they'll never see it. And so that's what helps me. It's like I'm modeling for him what I believe is good behaviors. And so I think if you reframe that, you'll feel a little less guilt about building your business, as opposed to like they're seeing mom being a strong woman. They're seeing mom being a business owner. They're seeing mom take risk, like you said, versus your immigrant parents, right? And so it's a lot of things you want to model for them, but you can't if they're everything. There should be somewhere that's kind of in the middle. And so I know what I love these one-on-one coaching days. I had no idea that I was going to have a parenting conversation with someone today. So I hope this helps.
Funny about all that is at the end of the day, I think I recognize that I'm the biggest block because my husband is so supportive. The kids, I talked to them this weekend because it was really after your training last week that I was like, there's so much potential here. And I think I just opened myself up to the universe because I ended up getting 2 clients on Saturday, completed them, and they wrote me reviews in the same day. And I was just like, okay, it is out there, but I'm the biggest block because when I talk to them, they're so great. And now I told them what I was afraid of. And now it's gotten to the point where my husband has gotten my 3 and 7-year-old to be like, hey, mommy, do you need to go in and work for a little bit while we watch the show?
Oh, what a good husband.
They'll prompt me. And so it's just so inspiring. I think the only question I did have is I know from like a Ron standpoint that it's more the seller side that are more open to it. I've been having a hard time, and I know I might be holding myself back. I would love to see like an example of it because I actually was a witness to someone else doing it on Ron, and they did everything that you teach us in our training not to, where it was just like click here, and there was and I was like, okay, well, if they can do it, then I can definitely do it because you taught me how to like walk people through it. But I would love to.
Well, let me just kind of touch on that point.
Okay.
It is 100% technically not our job to do what I teach you. I do what I teach you so you can get referrals and you can over deliver on their low expectations. And so you are literally a witness to a notary who did the very minimal. So if you can just raise the bar, now you know why business comes, right? And so that notary didn't do anything wrong. They just didn't do anything right.
Yeah.
Let me say that one more time. They didn't do anything wrong. They just didn't do anything right. So I teach you to do the things right, which equals referrals, more business, etc. So the reason I over teach in the course is so you get that customer surplus, that value of like, wow, she was amazing. I'm gonna refer her, etc. So I'll make sure I say that. But let me talk about this. We do have a Ron course in the complete notary mentorship.
Okay.
And so if you saw the training, then you should still have access to CNM. We have a bunch of videos and recordings. We have one GNW Ron training a month, so make sure that you pay attention to CNM. That's complete notary mentorship, which is included in your monthly mentorship membership. So that's not extra money. So my point is, go over there, see if you see any examples that you're already searching for. Like we have a loan signing system Ron certification. So
Okay.
make sure that there's a huge training on that side of the course. And if you don't see anything that you want, Zoe is the community manager. I think you know Zoe. She was on that.
Mhm.
Just suggest to Zoe what you want to see, and then we can make that happen. So if there's like, you're like, hey, I'd love to see a seller package via Ron or whatever it is, let her know. We'll find somebody, and we'll make that happen for you. Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
what a good conversation.
Yeah.
So go get them, live in the gray, and show them how amazing mom is.
Yeah. They already know it. I just need to believe in it so they can see it too.
That's right. And I'm going to end with that. Like, that's my reframe. I got to be what I want them to see.
Right.
And so, if I want Soul to have balance, I have to have balance. Going from 20 hours a week to 4 hours a week wasn't balance. And so I had to go somewhere in the middle. And I'm very proud to say I only work 40, 45 hours a week. Like, to me, like, that's a huge win, where I used to work literally 60 to 80. And so, but I have to show him that. And so you said it perfectly. I got to be what I want them to be. And so good luck. I'm here if you need anything, and go get them. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Bye. Oh my God. What a great day, man. It was all over the place, but I mean, that's why I love you. It's why I love this community. We can talk about anything. We can be vulnerable. We can be open. What an incredible conversation. So for those who are not part of Loan Signing System Nation, I would love for you to be. Click the link in the bio. You don't know what you don't know, because LSS Nation is fire. If you watch every single one of these, this is what you know. That I end with the exact same thing. That I believe in you. Why do I say that? You're probably like, man, you don't even know me, Mark. I love you too, Stacy. Like you don't even know me. Like, why would you say, like you believe in me? Because I know what cloth you're cut from. That's why. Me and you are the same. We believe in ourselves. We have the audacity to build something from nothing. You know how that amazing that makes you, makes me, makes us? Did you know that 90% of America works for 10%? Let me say that again. 90% of America works for 10%. Only 10% of this country is brave enough to bet on themselves, and you are part of the 10%. So why do I share this every single Monday? Because I need you to remember how amazing you are. You don't do that enough. You don't sometimes say, man, I am amazing. You're part of the 10%. So when I say I believe in you, it's really me trying to help you remember your greatness. You are courageous. You are a risk taker. You do have self-belief. So when I say I believe in you, it's because I truly, truly do. So here's my last sentence on the way out. I believe in you so much, but I cannot believe in you more than you believe in yourself. Let's go! Bye, everybody.